Okay. Well, it says we're live here.
Oh,
Hello.
yeah, it does. It
Oh, okay. Awesome.
does.
Hi. Welcome, Karla. Hello, and,
Thank
and
you.
welcome everybody. Welcome to Thursday night travel talk with Spidey. I'm going to turn on the camera here. Hello and welcome. So tonight, yeah, we're going to do Rome in Italy, and I was there back in 1991. Before well, things are interesting in in Italy right now. But yeah, 1991 was the heyday, man. It was brilliant. So I was just
Yeah.
fresh out of high school, I think. I
Oh,
don't.
yeah, you would have been. You would have been.
Yeah, I think I was like 19. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was a
Baby.
good time.
Just a baby.
Kind of. And I want to say hello to Molecular Arts. Hi. Good to see you.
What?
Hi. Yes. No. Yeah. No. We're here. I just came
Why
back.
can I hear
Uh,
two of you? Is there an echo thing?
no, Clay, can you turn that down just a bit, please? No, we're getting
Oh, so
feedback.
sorry. I didn't mean to.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So we'll continue with the stream. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Just a little. Yeah. Uh, yeah. It was fun.
Sorry.
I just came back from a birthday party. He turned
Oh.
44 years old, so it was a pretty
Oh.
big celebration. So I just got in the door and turned on the camera. So yeah, thanks for being
Nice.
here.
So you just been at a party.
Ooh, 1991, second year at University of Tasmania.
Oh,
Nice.
there you go.
Is that in Launceston or Hobart?
Good
I
question.
don't know.
If
I'm
William
guessing
Shakespeare was here, he'd
Hobart.
tell us.
Hi, Wes Cagle. Good to see you here, buddy. Excellent. And Malik Darts asks, which Canadian beer is best?
Hobart.
Hobart. Yeah, I thought so. Uh, which Canadian beer is best? Huh. I would have to say, out of the smaller breweries, Phillips Brewery is my favorite. They're small to medium size, smaller, I guess. And yeah, they're located on Vancouver Island in Victoria. And Matt Phillips is the brewery owner, and he started it. And they just don't make a bad beer. Everything they make is just fantastic.
What's a microbrewery?
It's a big microbrewery though. It's
What is a
pretty
mi-
large.
what is a microbrewery? Like,
A brewery that doesn't mass produce their beer and sell it all over the country,
okay.
basically.
Hmm.
And so yeah, no, they make, I don't know, probably 30 different kinds of beers at least. They have a Halloween beer that they bring out in October, and it's called
But not be
Crooked
pumpkin
Tooth, and
spice.
it's got a jack. It
What's
is. It's a
it
pumpkin spice beer,
called?
and it's got a jack o' lantern with a crooked tooth. It's not if and they sell out
That is cool.
every
What?
season. They sell out. I haven't had one in a couple of years because they're just so good. And they make
Dang.
a double chocolate porter called longboat, like the native Canadian, like Pacific Northwest longboats, the dugout canoes that were really long that they used to make here in this, well, basically this region. Yeah, they have a double chocolate porter, and I think it rings in about 9%. So
No,
it's
that's a lot of alcohol, isn't it?
it's certainly
Isn't
is.
isn't normal beer
Nine
like 4% or something like
in
that?
Canada, normal is 5.
Okay.
Normal is 5 in Canada, but yeah, I mean, Phillips makes one called the Instigator, and I think it's like 8.6. Amnesiac is 9.2.
Oh.
Instigator, Amnesiac, Crooked Tooth, yeah, those are all good. Hey, Wes Cagle, excellent to see you.
Hello.
So yeah, I pulled out some pictures here, and 9% is getting close to wine territory. You're not wrong. Or
Will it always be a beer? But will it always be a beer?
I think so. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
although I have had barley wine, and I don't know
Mhm.
the difference, but barley wine was up around 9% as well,
Hmm.
and I don't know the difference. Yeah, that's a good question. But I've got maybe about 80 pictures, most of them right in Rome, right in the Colosseum, in and around.
Nice.
So, and let's pull up. Now, what do you know about Rome at all, Karla?
Not too much. Like I know where it is, stuff like that. But and I
Yeah,
know yeah. And that it was built on 7 hills. Is it built on 7 hills?
that's Kurt. Wow, that's history. Yeah, you're right. The
Yeah.
Romulus and Remus,
Remus. Yeah.
the sons of the Titans, founded it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's the capital city of Rome, of Italy rather.
So is it
And
rain?
yeah,
Is how much above sea level would it be?
it's inland from the sea, so it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
tell. But I think
Okay.
it is a fair bit because it is going towards the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
The Arno River, I think, goes through Rome. Is it?
I don't.
Or is that in Florence? I should
And
have
is
looked
I
that
know
up.
I just
No, it's the
I
Po.
don't-
The Po River, doesn't it? The Po River goes through Rome.
and
think
they
it's the
had
Po.
aqueducts. Was this the first place they had aqueducts?
That's right, and I think I have a photo of an
Oh,
aqueduct.
nice.
Yeah.
I read a lot of
Well,
asterisks. I read a lot of asterisks and I
yeah. Well, they also now I do have a picture of an aqueduct, but I can't remember whether it was in London
Oh,
or
I've
in
never seen an
Rome.
aqueduct in London.
Well, there
Yeah,
are
I know
Roman structures in London for sure.
Oh no, I know that the Roman roads are like
The
I've
Tiber.
said this before, but
I think you're right.
they made the Roman roads in England, and then everything you hear in Esther, if it ends in Esther, it was a Roman town or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
There's a Roman milepost and like something like that.
Yeah. So
Something
I thank you. Molecular Arts might be right that it is that maybe the Tiber River.
Oh,
Yeah.
could be. Yeah.
The Arno.
Lemon pie. Lemon
The
pie.
Arno might be in France. The Arno might be in Florence. I think.
Oh yeah. It sounds.
Hi,
like it.
the Tiber River. Thanks, Lemon Pie. Welcome, and good to see you. And Wes Kegel, of course, he would know about Romulus and Remus. Were raised by a she-wolf, and and they founded the city of Rome on the banks of the Rubicon River.
Oh,
Right,
just
and then
learning
and Wes Kegel says London is a Roman city. It was called Londinium. Correct. And I did a live stream on London a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's right.
That was an asterisk as well. So
yeah. All right. Well, let's see if I can throw a picture up here of. Oh, here we go. Here's going over said river, entering Rome. There you go.
Wow. It looks
And
like a spaceship. It looks like it's a spaceship waiting to go up in air or something.
That's awesome. Okay, right. So Molecular Art says the Arno River does flow through the Tuscany region. And Florence is up there. I don't know if it's actually in Tuscany. I want to say maybe it is. If not, it's darn close. But it was a long time ago. And Lemon Pie is just saying hello to everybody. Yeah, no, the Roman architecture is fantastic. And I believe that's the back of the post office we are looking at with the big station, with the big statue.
Oh, wow.
I believe so. Just the post office was incredibly impressive and massive.
What is that on top of the building?
It looks like a winged archangel.
Yeah. Okay. And so, is it funny?
And there we go.
Like, is this the first time you'd been to a very old, like this is all old stones and all that sort of stuff?
That's right.
And our countries are too young to have that sort of stuff.
That's right.
So, is this the first country you went to that looked like this?
I had just come from London, so right after London and Paris, and then Rome. So I did London, Paris, and Rome as part of a 2-week bus tour, actually.
Yes.
And it was so it was the first trip that I had ever seen anything with any kind of history. Because before this, I'd only gone to the Caribbean and maybe Australia and Mexico. So yeah, this was the first trip that I had that I'd ever gotten the sense that history was tangible. When you got off the plane, when you got off the plane in London, we landed in London, and then when we got off the ferry into Paris and the train and the bus into Rome, it's tangible. The history.
Yes, I
it's
was going to
tangible.
ask you that. Did you really feel like,
Yes.
yeah, this is history, and
It's-
I'm walking
yes.
on the same road as
Yes.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God. Yes. 100%.
That's
yes.
awesome. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. Hi. Swift minus one.
Hi,
Hello
Matt.
and welcome.
That's Matt G.
And bingo. Yes, it is Matt G. And Molecular Arts, one of your ambitions is to visit the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. I've been there, and I've got photos, my friend. I've got photos. The Uffizi, well, because it's a fun name to say, and it's not like you forget the name. Because, like, what other... You remember the Louvre and the Uffizi. Like, I can't remember any other... And the Prado. The Prado Museum is something, too, in Barcelona? Or museum? No, that's Madrid, I think. But anyway, it tends to stick out in your head. Hey, Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, buddy.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic.
Hi, Rod.
Welcome.
Nice to see
Hey,
you.
Carla. Hey,
We're
thank
just-
you. Yeah, good to see you too.
We're just looking at pictures of Rome.
Yeah, so we're in Rome. Cool.
Yeah, and Karla was just saying that, asking me that when you get off the when you get off the plane and go to cities like London or Rome or France, is the history something that you can feel? And you're darn right. It's tangible. It's like a force that it's hard to describe. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It certainly is. Yeah. But and yeah, glad to have you here, Wes Cagle. Thanks for being here, buddy. Yeah, Rod. So we just started. I've got about 80 pictures, so
nice.
Or less, but a lot of them are similar. So I'll go through them pretty quick.
Oh, okay.
Because when you're in the Colosseum, you like take 10 pictures of the Colosseum, basically the same wall.
Yeah.
Because how many times are you
Oh,
gonna do that?
look at
But
that
this was film.
countryside.
Yeah, this is film camera. This was old school film camera. So
Cool.
and there's so you gotta pick your shots, and it's not like you can just take thousands of video and pictures like we can today. So you got to choose each one of your shots. And there's a delay too, right? So if you see something that you want to take a picture of, you got to press the button and then wait half a second for it to snap the shot.
Yeah.
Hi, Ray Lucard.
Hey, Ray Lucard. Rod, can you see the screen? Do you mind reading this from?
Yeah, sure.
Ray? Thank you.
Ray Lacard says, my dad was stationed in Italy during the 70s when he was there in the Air Force.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Cool.
Fantastic, Ray Lucard. Good to see you. Oh, sorry, Karla. You know what?
It really doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, well,
really
until
doesn't.
Rod turns on his camera. And you don't have to, Rod. You can just keep it as you are, but I won't block your face with the chat.
I'm kind of laying down, so yeah, no.
No, that's fine. No, so if you don't mind, just so I don't block Karla's face, I'll put.
You can block my face in it.
I've been to Rome. Beautiful city, said Lemon Pie.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
it sure is, Lemon Pie. Were you there recently, Lemon? Everyone saying hello. Yeah, Rod. Do you know much? You've heard Romulus and Remus founded.
Oh yeah, founders of
Rome.
Hi, Tim.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tim is here
Yeah.
too.
And just this is it's
supposedly raised by wolves too.
Exactly,
A
raised by a
she-wolf.
she-wolf. Yeah, that's right. Wes Cagle just put that in the chat, and I want to say hello.
So
to
are those
FPHD.
multi-century? Do you think those buildings are built in different centuries because they look
I
quite
was
different?
yes, I think. Yep, this was definitely. This is well. I can tell you that's for sure, Karla, because the one on the right is an aqueduct.
Oh yeah. I meant actually the buildings on the left side because they're different
Oh,
colors
yeah.
and different blocks.
But
So
you're
that's
right.
what I was thinking about.
We're probably looking at several different centuries here. I was going to say decades, but no, several different centuries.
Mhm.
And with a little bit of the bus seat in front of me in the corner there. Sorry, folks. But I didn't want to cut it off because
that's
then you'd
okay.
lose you'd lose the
The
double
aqueduct.
arch of
Yes,
the
that's right.
aqueduct. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just fantastic. I love the Roman
And that
architecture.
scaffolding, is that scaffolding there on the right side? It looks like it's scaffolding.
Yeah, it
holding
is.
up.
That's right.
protecting.
With the deflection shields for the pedestrians, because they're always working on it a little bit. Yeah,
Oh
And-
wow!
Rome
Do they
is a
still
city.
work?
Smart.
Do
I
they still
don't-
have water running over them or not?
I mean, they'd use them for something, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they put a pipe on it?
Mm.
Because it's a perfectly good pathway. You know, I
Mm.
mean,
Exactly.
you might as well use it for something.
Yeah.
They
I
should
don't
have
know.
tourists. They should have like tourists going
They
down like on boats and
They
stuff
might.
like that or something.
They
Yeah.
might. Oh, and Lemon Pie was there in the 90s to Italy. Well, okay,
Oh,
we were there
same
the
with
same
you.
decade then.
Cool.
Yeah. I think this
Yeah.
was 91, Rod, just after I graduated high school.
Oh.
And so this is now I did show quite a few pictures from the Vatican, which is a completely Vatican is its own country.
Country?
It's
Yeah, that's
not
right.
part of Italy. It is its own
Yes.
independent state. So
Yeah,
we did
state.
Vatican a
Okay,
couple
state.
of we did it. Well, like I don't mean state like as in like states like
Yes.
No, it's its own
Queensland.
country.
No, yeah, like its own country type.
Right.
Yeah.
So this
It's
is
not
the
very
Vatican.
big either. Like for a country, that is.
It's not. Although I think it is bigger than Liechtenstein. I think
Oh, okay.
Liechtenstein is still smaller, but I'm not 100%
Still
sure.
walk across it in less than a day. Yeah. Like
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this is the main plaza where the Pope gives his speeches from
Oh
Right.
wow! Okay.
in the Vatican, right there.
So whenever
And there we
see
go.
him
There's the
driving
Vatican
around-
Square on.
Yeah,
Oh,
where
yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
the smoke where they'd announce the Pope,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That there's
or
there's
rather,
inside
when
the
a Pope was
Vatican
chosen.
right there. And there's again with film camera, there's the development. That's just what you have with film camera, folks.
Look at these buildings, though. Just amazing. Like you can't imagine watching people build it.
Yeah. Okay, so that is interesting. Molecular Art says Liechtenstein is significantly larger than Vatican City.
Oh wow!
But
yeah.
why is Liechtenstein always quoted as the smallest country in Europe? Because there's a little asterisk next to Vatican City. Because Vatican City is its own entity, its own sovereign state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the smallest nation by land area. Oh, but maybe
Uh-huh.
Liechtenstein is the smallest by population.
Mm.
Interesting. Well, I learned so much from the chat on here. We have an intelligent chat, I'll tell you what. And that's even without William Shakespeare. So, and it does depend on
Yes.
I guess I was talking more like sovereign state. But yeah, interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting. There's always little on every fact you learn in the world. There's always
Everything's got an asterisk these days.
That's right. So there are a couple of pictures of the Vatican. I didn't want to do too much of the Vatican tonight because I have done an entire live stream on the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the Vatican.
Hey,
from
Herc
this side.
130.
Hey, Herc. And there are the famous
Wow,
Swiss
look
guards.
at their costumes.
Hey, Herc.
Hey, Herc.
I've
Good
never
to see you,
seen
buddy.
that.
Hey,
Is
what's
that like
good?
they're trooping of the guard or something?
Oh yeah, you like those are funky, eh? Those are cool.
They
Yeah.
are.
And Yeah. And they sort of look poofy, but I still wouldn't want to mess with those guys. I mean, that's an 8-foot pipe. He's got here, a pole arm. I mean,
Yeah. Well, you couldn't get too close, could you?
so do you mind reading this, Karla, from our friend West?
Yeah. West Kegel says Vatican City isn't the only micro country contained within the borders of Italy. There's also San Mariano.
Mariano. San
He's written stuff
Mariano.
Mariano.
Wow. Okay.
Mm.
That is cool.
Yeah. You got the cleverest chat here.
The smallest country in Europe and in the entire world is Vatican City, right? Next smallest is Monaco, and I've been to Monaco. We did a live stream on Monaco not that long ago.
That's right.
So why were we taught that Liechtenstein was
Yeah,
always the
I've always
smallest
heard
country?
that too.
Maybe it's by population. Could be
It
by
must be.
population.
'Cause who
They
wants to
have the
live
real
there?
stuff out of sight. Oh, you mean like the
The real
Swiss guards,
guards?
yeah? Like the
real
machine
protection
guns?
stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got machine guns in the little guard shack there. They don't. I would rather maybe get shot than get attacked with a friggin' pole arm.
It's true.
Honestly, like a 9mm bullet. Yeah, just one of them.
Oh,
Okay.
Is this the Colosseum?
Yes, it is. This is the Colosseum.
Wow.
It is.
Oh.
It is the Roman
Can you see
Colosseum. Yes, it is.
Like, could you see stairs? Are they meant to be chairs or something there? Or is this the inside? I'm assuming
That is the
Yeah.
inside, and they were all they were all covered up, but I think that they did there
Maybe
were
kind
some
of benches?
stone. stone benches there as well.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, this building has been
Thanks,
looted.
molecular arts.
You'll
Maddie's
see. You
daddy.
see. Do you see holes all through? You're going to see holes
Yes.
all through these pictures in the Colosseum. Do you know what the
Yeah.
holes are there for?
Where are we going to see the holes? You mean up high, down low, like
You mean the
what?
bottom ones?
Everywhere.
Toilet?
Right now,
Are those for toilets? Was they
No,
toilets
no.
or something?
That would be a guess. No, that is not the right answer. But there are holes everywhere, and we'll see some more. I'll ask the question again when I get a better picture.
Okay.
Rod,
Okay.
do you mind reading this really helpful information from Molecular Arts, please?
Yeah, sure. Molecular Arts says Liechtenstein is 160 square kilometers. Vatican City is
tiny.
0.049. Not even half a
Wow.
kilometer.
Wow.
Wow,
So
that's
it's basically
right.
a building. It's probably the
Yeah.
building.
I think. Okay, and Maddie's
Oh,
daddy
wow.
says, I love Rome. I've been there twice so far. That's fantastic.
Hey.
Maddie's daddy, I would have invited you on had I known. We could have set something up.
Mm.
But when I do the travel streams, I just like to have a small panel, just a couple of people. One
Molecular
or
Arts. I checked.
two. Good for you. Molecular Arts,
Mm.
thanks so much, buddy. Molecular Arts came on a live stream not that long ago. It was great to have him.
Yeah.
That's interesting. FKHC says the Swiss Guards are real members of the Swiss Army with years of training. That is true. I believe that to be true.
But do
timber-
they carry
timber
Swiss
beams, yep.
Army knives? That's the question.
The holes are not from timber beams, although that is a good guess, Molecular Arts.
Oh, yeah, that is a good guess.
So
Yes,
this is looking
and
down. Sorry, go ahead, Rod.
I just wanted to say too, and the Swiss Guards are in the Switzerland. They have compulsory military training for 2 years, I believe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I believe that. Now this is looking down underneath in the catacombs beneath what it would have been the floor. Now the floor of the Colosseum is long since been removed, as you can see
Okay.
there. So that we're
Okay.
looking at the bottom there would be the floor level. And this is, but the floor's gone. And so this is what you can see now, all the underground catacombs where they kept
Oh, that
the
is
prisoners and the lions and the tigers and the guards. Yeah.
Wow.
because
There's
you
a
gotta
lot of
remember-
doors. There's way more doors.
Yeah.
And even up the top part where we saw these squares, there's way more than I thought there would be.
There you go. There's a better picture.
Oh my
there's
goodness.
a ton of catacombs and rooms underneath.
Wow.
So this is floor level, which would have been the floor level at the time.
Yeah.
They had the ability
That's
apparently
crazy.
to flood. They would flood water in this thing. They would have sometimes have apparently. I mean, unless I'm misremembering, they used to have water events in this. Anyway, it's incredibly elaborate.
Yeah, I think
And-
they did actually. I think you're right.
Yeah, but they've been pillaged. Like this building has been pillaged.
That once seemed solid begins
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Maddie is a cute kid, I believe that. And Rod, do you mind reading this from Lemon Pie?
Lemon Pie says sounds like Liechtenstein is circulating propaganda that it's the smallest for some nefarious purposes. Just kidding.
That's right.
But,
It is
wouldn't
Liechtenstein.
be
I
surprised.
said Liechtenstein, but you're right. It is Liechtenstein. You're correct.
Spidey, can you tell me? So we see the catacombs underneath, and
Yes.
we see the floor level.
Yes.
Do you walk upstairs to get to what would be the floor level, or is that stuff underground?
This stuff was all underground, under the floor level. Oh, underground. So,
Yes.
ooh. I think it is. You do walk up a little bit of an elevation to get onto what essentially is the ground level. So then it would have been an easy excavation, I think, to do this underground. But it's fascinating,
Yeah.
and I'm certainly not an expert. I've just been there. I saw it as a tourist. But there, you could do PhDs, and I'm sure people
I've
have
heard not.
PhDs.
I can't
Yeah.
believe that. I can't believe what was underneath the floor of the Colosseum.
Ooh, this is cool. Rod, do you mind
That
reading this?
is.
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, Maddie. I was gonna highlight this earlier. Maddie's daddy says, "Canadian Spider-Man. I'm a direct descendant of Charlemagne."
That is
so
awesome.
Wow.
That is awesome. And Moe's Bar in Springfield has the world's smallest big screen TV and served up beer too. That's funny. The Pantheon is amazing. It has the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome.
How did they manage that? Because concrete only lasts 100 years. So,
well, modern concrete.
Oh yeah.
How did they flood the Colosseum without leaking into the basement? I don't know.
They probably just flooded it.
And I'm just speculating. I think I recall that it was flooded at one time. But again, hard to say. I mean, they were able to make the Roman we were just talking about them carry the water aqueducts, which held water without leaking too much all through the city, so with stone. So they did know how to make waterproof stone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I'll read this one. Liechtenstein is bigger than all the other micro countries in Europe. At least I think bigger than Vatican, San Marino, Andorra, and Monaco. I've never been to Andorra. Cool. That is awesome. He's my 27th great grandfather. Are you shitting me? That is awesome. That is fantastic. Cool. What was the reason for the holes? Sorry if I missed it. No, I haven't said yet. Because I'm waiting for a better picture. It has not been revealed.
Is it birds? Is something to do with birds?
No. Oh, and there's my group that we were in. Am I in that picture? I am in that picture. I think. Maybe I'm not. No. Maybe you're taking the photo. I'm not. I am. Oh, of course I'm taking the photo. No, I'm not in that photo. I'm taking the photo. Of course. The holes. Now, I'll give you a hint.
Hi, Rusty Rivers.
Oh, hey, Rusty. Fantastic to see you, Rusty Rivers. Hey, good to see you. Another fantastic content creator. Check out Rusty Rivers' channel. And any one of you, please feel free to drop your links in the chat. Rusty, please go ahead. I've got pictures to show. Otherwise, I would do it. But yeah, holes. Now, here's a hint. The Roman Colosseum has been pillaged. It does not look like it did back in the heyday.
Brass?
They were peg holes.
Okay.
What we were told by the tour guide, the holes were for peg holes because the whole Colosseum used to be covered in white marble. And they hung the marble with pegs. And that's how they stuck them to the walls. Apparently. I'm not an expert, but that's my understanding.
I would never have imagined that had marble. Like, that would never enter my mind.
Imagine that building completely covered in marble.
What? Yeah. Well, then you could have it waterproof, right? Because marble would be quite waterproof.
I would think so. But it's been looted and pillaged, so now that you just see the peg holes left behind. And there's a famous arch that's right next to the Colosseum. It's literally okay. You can see a little bit of it right there. I
know about that arch.
There it is.
Arch called?
What
is that arch called?
Constantine's Arch.
I'd never heard of that.
I could be totally misremembering that.
No, I totally
would it be Constantine's Arch? I'm pulling that out of my ass. No, there it is. My brother proposed to his now wife at the Trevi Fountain. My sister and her husband were just at the Trevi Fountain for their 50th birthday because they're within a month of each other.
Wow!
Just 2 months ago, and they threw coins in the Trevi Fountain. So here's a question to Rod and Karla, and also the chat: what is the legend? What is the supposed legend? If you throw coins into the Trevi Fountain in Rome, what is supposed to happen? And the Arc de Triomphe.
Something about good fortune?
Well, not exactly.
Okay.
The Arc de Triomphe is in Paris, Rusty Rivers,
that's right.
and the Arc de Triomphe was modeled after this arch. And,
that makes sense.
Trajan's Arch. Thank you. Constantine's didn't seem right. But you know what, Rusty Rivers, you nailed it. If you throw coins into the Trevi Fountain, you will return someday. That is the legend.
Right.
And I threw a boatload of coins into that motherfucker. Paris, yeah, that's right. But you're right, Rusty. This is modeled. I mean, this is pretty much identical to the Arc de Triomphe that I can remember. Because again, I'm going off memory. The last time I was in Paris was in 2007, so it's been a while. But the Arc de Triomphe is probably 3 times the size. Like you can go up and look all over the area on top. This one is still impressive.
How big is that one? How big is that one?
Do you see the statues at the base? There's statues at the base of the pillars.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those statues are about 10 feet tall.
Oh wow. Okay. It's a beast.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Maddie's daddy. Like Rusty and Maddie's daddy both got it right. Yeah, if you throw a coin into the fountain, you will return to Rome.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see. And if I die without returning to Rome, I'll call bullshit. And I want that on my gravestone.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think we might actually wink, go one day.
I hope so, man. I'd love to go to Rome again.
Yeah.
But if I never make it back, whichever one of you is still alive, go carve it in my gravestone. Trevi legend is wrong.
Yeah, okay. And we'll stick a coin on there just to...
That's right. Trajan was all about fortifying, constraining the defenses. Yeah, that makes sense. Trajan. Yeah, I know you meant Trajan, Rusty. It's spelled with 2 A's. Yeah, that's right. Rusty not only is a captain, an actual ship captain, but he is a history. Actually, if you go to Rusty's channel, he has an excellent history video that he did on, and I watched the whole thing. And shit, did you do Charlemagne? No. You did. Who was it on? It wasn't Charlemagne, or was it? Anyway, go check out Rusty's channel after the stream. He has an excellent couple of history videos that were really informative. So here you can see, the post holes. I'm gonna get us out of here just for a second so we can enlarge the picture. Here we go. But can you see the holes all over the facade outside?
Yes.
I don't know about the inside. I don't know how much of the inside was covered how much of the inside was covered in marble, but the outside was completely covered in marble.
Wow.
And you can see the post holes right there were for that. And it wasn't Charlemagne. I didn't think it was Charlemagne. It was Alexander the Great. Thank you, Rusty Rivers. An equal historical legend to Charlemagne. Yes. That is awesome. Hey, thanks, Karla. You're awesome.
You're welcome.
Yes. And check out his video on Alexander the Great. I highly recommend that video. That was awesome. And Rusty's just fun to listen to. He's just got this character that you just listen to him, you know.
So that looked like it was at road level. Like it looks like the entry is at road level, but you think you might walk up.
It is up. No, I didn't say stairs, but it is on a bit of a hill, a bit of an elevation.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And Maddie's daddy, who's probably been to Rome much more recently than I have, says, if you go to Rome, don't eat at the restaurants in the Strip. I swear it tasted like Chef Boyardee. Ask the locals. Well, that's just good advice anywhere. Just go where the locals go.
Yeah.
And always ask the locals.
Yeah.
Ask the locals for sure. Oh, that's a bit blurry.
Oh, look at that old house.
I know.
You're looking at the old house.
No, I know. That's a shame. It's a bit blurry. But again, film camera from 30 years ago. But I just have this new... I'm sorry?
It's a good picture though. Like you can see that.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. I bought a machine for a few $100s and I can scan my negatives because this is 35 millimeter film. So I've been scanning my negatives from all these old trips.
Does it work okay? Does the machine work okay?
It does. It works great.
I bought one. I bought one after you talked about it, but I haven't opened it.
It's very simple. Okay, now this is another part of Rome. Not the Colosseum. This is called the Forum. I believe this is the Roman Forum.
Yeah.
And there's another name for it too. But basically, this is a really old part of Rome. This was where Caesar was laid after they stabbed him 47 times, however many times it was. Right in the old Roman Forum. And it's older than the Colosseum, is my understanding.
Oh,
that is a crappy picture.
Yeah.
This
look at that.
is one of the oldest structures in Rome, built by the Romans. One of the oldest structures in Rome. It's like something like 1,200 years old, this building, and still standing.
Wow.
Yep. Oh, that's what the tour guides. Well, that's what the tour guide said, and we're going off my memory. But yeah. Oh, Rod, do you mind reading this from Maddie's daddy? Thank you, Maddie's daddy.
Yeah, sure. Maddie's daddy, Steve M., says Alexander the Great conquered the entire world he knew of, except for India. And then he
Mhm.
turned 30.
And then he died.
Yeah.
Yep. That is yeah. Well, go check out Rusty Rivers' video after the stream. But yeah.
And
Maddie's
when
daddy's-
Alexander saw the breadth of his empire, he wept, for there were no more
Mm.
worlds to conquer.
Yeah. Except for India, but he probably didn't want it. It smells like India smells
He's
like
like, "Ah, I'm
garbage and
good."
urine. I'm sorry. I've been through most parts of India, except when you get up north in the Himalayas and Ladakh. Most of India, sorry, in my experience in 2005, smelled like urine and burning garbage.
Mm,
But maybe they've changed.
I don't think so.
Good. I'm brushing up my Italian so I can take Maddie to Rome, Foggia,
Oh.
and Molise. Molise would be Spanish. So I
Molise.
don't pronounce the E.
Yeah.
I don't know. And this is another one of the bridges going over the one
Oh,
of the many
yeah.
rivers, and just
Wow.
Mhm.
old buildings in
So is that Saint Mark? Oh no, that's in Venice, right? That Saint isn't there like a Saint,
Saint
Mark's
Mark-
bridge
St. Mark's Square with the
square?
yeah
but
St. Mark's Square, and there is a bridge. Yep, the Bridge of Sighs.
Yeah. Okay.
And we
Okay.
when I
Oh,
did
that's
Venice.
right. That's
we
right.
showed the
That's
Bridge
why I
of
remember
Sighs.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Now the debate is whether it meant the Bridge of Sighs like a weapon because they cut the heads off, or sighs like you're sighing because you're going to your judgment before the Doge.
Wow.
We don't know. And the same the
Oh.
London Tower,
Yeah.
right out on the end of the London Bridge, the London Tower has a Bridge of Sighs going to it. For the same reason, the prisoners would be walked across that bridge from the prison and put before the king before they were usually executed.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are two Bridges of Sighs in the world that I know.
That's
Maybe-
interesting.
This
So
is
where-
not.
Oh yeah, I know. I know
Oh, these
about
are
it.
the provinces where my family is from. Well, that is cool.
Hmm.
And good for you
Hmm.
for teaching her
Oh.
Italian.
Mhm.
If you know any Spanish or French, I did study Italian in university like 38 years ago. I've forgotten every word except for prego. Prego means you're welcome.
Why didn't you study Latin?
I
Because that
didn't.
would be if you're
Yeah, it would help.
doing. Yeah, if you're doing ancient things, no, that would
French
help.
helps.
Yeah.
Spanish helps. And you know what?
They're all
I-
based on Latin.
I've got it. Excuse me. I'm going to grab this off my bookshelf behind me. But I believe I have what I had on this very trip when I was taking these pictures. I do. I have. Let's see if I can do this without wrecking everything. Yeah, there's. I did not have this at the time. But I'm sorry, I'll just make myself big here just for a second. I wish
Lonely Planet.
the Lonely Planet,
Yeah.
Italy, and that on the cover is the very
That's what I was
bridge.
talking about. Yeah.
This is the bridge. There's a name for this bridge, and this is in Venice. This is not the
Yes.
Bridge of Sighs.
Okay.
This is another famous bridge going over the. Oh, sorry, gotta pick up the microphone. This is not the Bridge of Sighs. The Bridge of Sighs is much smaller, but this is the
Okay.
bridge going over in Venice, going over the Grand Canal. And this is the biggest
Yes.
canal in Venice, and that is one of the
Yeah.
most elaborate, famous bridges.
Yes.
and
that was
wasn't-
the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, and
Mm.
but that's not the Bridge of Sighs. I do have a. But get this. This is 30 years old, and it's been seen a lot of sun.
Wow.
Speedy Italian,
That. Yeah.
and it's got all these quick reference tabs. Like there's one for
Yeah.
food. There's one like for there. All these tabs at the bottom are
That's
listed,
fantastic.
like shopping and food and transportation, and it's got all these
Awesome.
quick phrases. So
Yeah.
speedy
Yeah.
Italian
Yeah.
to get you there and back. Buongiorno, and this is just arrivederci, which welcome.
Hmm.
And they do all of those books. Bala Books in Santa Barbara, California. So this was incredibly useful. And look how small it is. Like throw your phone
Mhm,
in the
mhm.
toilet, get one of
Mhm.
these, and learn
Yep.
how to speak it. And while I've got
Yep.
myself big, and then I'll get back to each of you. So right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Oh,
That's a nice
coincidentally,
shirt you got. That's a nice shirt you got there,
isn't
Spidey.
this is the most
Yeah, that's-
Italian shirt and the silver chain? You like that?
Classy.
Now this is this is a silk shirt, tailor made, but I got this in Vietnam. But it is Italian style.
Nice.
That is lovely.
But look at this coincidentally. So there is the euro. This is what Italy uses now for their currency,
Right.
I believe. And isn't that is that not
that Trajan thing we were looking at?
the
Isn't that like
Trojan? Yeah.
Isn't that 8 of our bucks?
It is about 8 of our dollars, yes. And there is the backside of the euro. This is what Italy is using now for money. Aqueducts right there. Now, do you want to see? Now, when I went here, they were not part of the European Union in 1991. So this is from that very trip. This is 1,000 mille, which is Italian for 1,000 lira.
Is that Leonardo da Vinci or something?
That is Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That and
job.
you can't see it. So that part of the bill looks blank, right?
Yeah,
but
it
it's
does,
not blank.
Does.
There's a water. I'm looking at it because I've got the ring light shining through it. That is Leonardo da Vinci in that white spot, and I don't know how.
Wow.
It's a watermark.
Oh yeah, we can almost see it. We can almost see it.
But it's the same picture. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Okay.
But it's a watermark, and there's the backside. Oh, and there's the Doge's. There's the Doge's palace. Hello, Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne.
Hail, Suzanne.
Well,
Hi,
hey,
Suzanne.
Good to see you. Hablo español y anche capisco un poco italiano. I think it's poco Italiano. Or po. Po might be short. Poco Spanish, isn't it? Po is Italian, poco Spanish. See, I took Spanish one year and then Italian the next year, and I got them so confused in my head. That was Rod, do you mind getting rid of yeah, thanks, buddy. So I'll just finish by showing you this is the backside of the 1,000 lira bill.
Yeah.
You can't get these anymore. And that is the Doge's palace. The Doge was sort of the prince or the king at the time.
Yeah.
There you go. So there's the Italian lira. You can't get these anymore, folks.
Nice.
Just like the $3 bill in Cuba.
Which I have one. The 3 peso bill. Yes, sir. That's right.
Same here.
Yep. What do they have a coin now, Rob? Rod?
No, they just simply just dropped the $3.
Are you kidding?
Yep.
They were the only country in the world that I'd ever known had a $3 bill or 3 peso bill.
Yeah, that is pesos.
And so what I have now is you can't get it anymore. It's worth something.
That's right.
More than 3 pesos.
Well, it's also because they've combined their money now.
That's right. Oh, okay. Yep. Maddie's daddy is saying it's po in Italian. It's very easy to slip into Spitalian, which I do often. No kidding. So it's poco in Spanish and po in Italian. I can't. I studied Italian when I was my first year in university. So I was 20 years old. So that was 33 years ago. I don't remember much. But I do recall that with that book, it wasn't hard to get around speaking to people that could not speak English. They were so helpful and friendly, and they wanted to learn and understand. So even if you were messing it up, Italy is one of the most touristed spots in all of the world. And so they will try to understand you. So get yourself a little book, and it's not hard.
Oh, that's the same thing with Cuba. They'll do that too.
Yeah.
They will politely correct you, but they're really excited to see that you're trying to learn their language, and it's the same thing. As I understand, the only country in the world is just France. Yeah. If you try to speak French and you can't even sound like je ne sais quoi, and then oh man, they're just like, get out of here.
Dude, I was in Paris, Rod, with a good friend of mine. Shout out to Jacques, and he's French, but from New Brunswick.
Right.
My home province, and so he speaks Acadian French, but he's he has a French accent. He speaks like this. He's a French guy. His mother tongue is very clearly French. He was on this trip. Actually, Jacques is on not Quebecois, not French, New Brunswick.
Oh, actual.
It's different from Quebec. Very, very different.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like
Maritime
Scottish and
French. Maritime French is different.
compared to Quebec, very different. And so we went over, and we were trying to order food in a restaurant in Paris, and they pretended they couldn't understand him.
Oh, that
Bullshit.
Yeah,
But
see,
they-
this
but-
is what I'm saying.
But we were 20 years old, and they knew we were probably gonna, we were on a backpacker budget. They didn't want our money, basically. So what we're looking at here, they are doing excavations all over Italy, all over Rome, because Rome is built like it's a city built on top of a city, built on top of a city. They just kept building over top.
Yeah.
So now the government is doing excavations to find like some of the oldest cobblestone roads. So that's what we're looking at there. And so they built up. So you can go and see and watch the anthropologists, the archaeologists, who are anthropologists, do excavations in the city in real time. It's fantastic.
Do they have to put everything back the way they found it?
Well, no, I think this is permanently going to be as a sort of like a little museum, a roadside museum.
Excavation.
So it's just doing a cross section of one part of the
correct
land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
They're
Just
not
so
digging
we
up the
can
whole lot.
appreciate. No, just a sample of it, and then they put a big
Okay.
fence around it, and tourists can go and look at.
Okay.
So again, the Colosseum from the grassy side. So they haven't developed. It was nice to see the Colosseum had some space, some green space around it, and there's also a major road that goes around it. So that also limits
Good
the
job.
building creep. Because I know some of the
Yeah.
pyramids. I've never been to Egypt, but I've talked to people that have been, and the pyramids have like buildings right up to them on one side.
Oh, really? I
Apparently,
didn't know that.
you have to take photos from one side, from the city, looking
Yes.
out to get the
Yeah.
desert.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, do you mind reading this, Rod?
Yeah, Maddie's daddy says Cuban Spanish is hard. They drop half the letters. Same for Puerto Ricans. Yeah, he's not wrong, but I mean, I'm more. They're understandable, but only if you can get them to slow down. Repeat that, por favor. I mean, like, and then like and then like if you can just get them to slow it down, then you can actually understand them. And sometimes too, your brain even fills in the missing letters because you're just gonna I know what I know what that word is, or what they're trying to say,
Yep. Yeah, automatically. Oh, Maddie's daddy says
Look,
kudos to
over there.
Spidey for knowing that archaeologists are anthropologists. Well, it's because my degree in
You
university
studied it.
is in anthropology, a 4-year degree, and one whole year, we studied archaeology. Now, I went the cultural anthropologist side, the cultural, as opposed to the actual physical digging up with the archaeology. But it's you're right,
But what made
absolutely,
you
and
want to
I'm
do
impressed
that?
that you know that.
What made
well,
you want to do that?
I went to University of New Brunswick and started in engineering for a year and a half.
Oh, yes.
And computer science, and I got fed up because I couldn't understand any of my professors. They were from New Brunswick loves to bring them in from Africa and
wow.
India, pay them
Yeah.
half, and they have
Rude.
accents. My Indian professor for chemistry had a lisp and an accent, and I'm not kidding because he lived down the street from me. I delivered newspapers when I was a kid to him, and I could never understand. So I had been listening to this man for 10 years, and in university I couldn't understand him. So I just said, "Screw this university," and so I went and I took. I don't want to be a computer scientist. I don't want to be an engineer. I want to be Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I want to be Indiana Jones. Screw it.
That
So-
makes sense. Yeah.
That's what I did. Yeah. Más despacio, por favor. Yeah, slower, please. See, in this, now most chats on YouTube they ask you just to speak in English, but in this chat, especially since we're traveling around the world and between us, we probably speak a few languages. You can go ahead and write in whatever language you want. Plus, I don't care if YouTube demonetizes me because I'll never be.
Hey, El Sashi.
Guys. Oh, and Maddie's daddy studied physical anthropology. That's fantastic. That's archaeology. Yeah, there you go. Sashi's here. Nice.
Yep.
Hi, Sashi. We are just looking at the Roman Colosseum. Sashi, do you know why the
We haven't got
holes?
very far.
No, we haven't. Do you know why the holes are all through the exterior of the Roman Colosseum? Sashi, we've already spilled the beans. You
We
might have heard
do.
earlier.
We do.
And so there's again the floor level of the Colosseum, looking at
Yeah.
all the underground. Yeah.
Crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Oh, Maddie's daddy, if you studied physical anthropology, archaeology, you would have loved this place.
Mm-hmm. Well,
You
it sounds
would
like he's
love
been
this
there, hasn't
place.
he?
Yeah, he was. I don't know when it was.
Yeah.
Oh, see, this is again with film camera. This happens. We get half of one picture. But I was looking down, and yeah, they have barricades so that you can't climb down into the Colosseum. I tried. This is as far as I got. Well, you can see that's as far as I got.
Yeah.
And there you
I
go.
don't think you want to do that there because the
I'll get shot.
remember too there was some Americans who got I believe they got arrested and for what do you call graffiti. They put some
Oh, right.
they tried
At the Colosseum. Well, good. So they should be.
Why?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah,
They should
exactly.
be charged.
I mean, they were trying to
Arrested.
be immortal. You know, like, hey, I'm going to be here forever. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like,
Mm.
ooh,
So,
Italianos
say-
did not like that.
Skin them alive and hang their heads on pikes so that they can be there forever as a
Damn straight.
memorial to
Well, they
people.
can't be
not-
there forever.
Yeah,
exactly.
there you go. You want to be here forever? Okay.
You want to be famous? Mm-hmm.
So do you see the litter that is just littering the hallways in the Colosseum?
Really?
No.
Those are old like marble columns just that are broken
Oh,
apart. And
that's funny.
they're just sitting there.
Look like chairs.
Yeah. Spidey and I have a lot in common, says Maddie's daddy, Steve M. Well, the irony is my name is also Steve M. Maddie's daddy. So that is, we have more in common than you know.
That's funny.
I don't know what your last name is, but it would be very funny if it was the same as mine.
Yes.
Very funny. I don't have a lisp or an accent. Oh, well, good. Then you can teach chemistry at a university level and have your students understand you.
Understand you.
Good to see you, Sasha.
Hello.
Yes, archaeology,
Mhm.
fun subject. You've been to Rome twice so far. Dude, had I
Wow.
known that, I would have had you on the show.
Yeah.
And they should be flogged for vandalizing history.
Mm.
Yeah, that's world history, man. Most of my knowledge about archaeology is from Indiana Jones. Same here, my friend.
Oh, mine
Same
is
here.
from personal knowledge. I've ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist because I love dinosaurs.
Oh my goodness. Rod, do you mind reading this?
Yeah. Sashi says, we don't flog people over here. We still have caning, though. Oh, I was going to say
Yeah.
canning, but no, I know what he meant.
Yeah,
by
it's
caning.
That's caning. Yeah.
Caning. Yeah. Ooh.
That's gonna hurt. My Canadian twin. Yeah, maybe Maddie's dad. Maybe.
They used to do hanging because when we were there in 1996, they were still hanging people on Saturdays then.
Oh yeah.
In Malaysia.
Wow. In Malaysia. Wow. Yeah.
Mm.
So I just took this photo. I want to highlight it because up at the top, can you see that they have the stones up there are white, and it looks like it. Now it looks like they did a repair job on that. Now the repair job is hundreds and hundreds of years old. That not all of the stones in the Colosseum are all the same age. Some of them, of course, they're gonna because
how the hell they get them up there?
Well, they would have scaffolding, I guess. Scaffolding, I guess. Or they could have flooded the whole place with water and tied air sacs. I've been reading a lot and looking on YouTube a bit about how they might have constructed the pyramids in Egypt, and they've just recently, speaking of archaeology, they've just discovered canals like almost like aqueducts that are right leading up to the pyramids, and they had a great big pit that looks like it had been flooded at one time. It almost looks off the side of the Nile River, like right off the side of the Nile. So it looks like they had a stone quarry off the side of the river that they flooded with water, put some sort of air sacs around it, floated the giant, however many ton stones, and floated them up to the pyramid. Crazy what they're the all kinds of theories that they've got now.
I've heard
interesting.
I've heard they've actually defied gravity by using magnetic resonance and other
It's incredible, isn't it?
things, other
I saw some.
frequencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw someone thought they used wind as well. Like there was some chick who
Mhm.
was doing an experiment. So
Do you mind reading this, Rod, please, from our friend Suzanne?
Yeah, Suzanne says, Canadian Spider-Man, I'm from the days when your father would say, go out and cut me a switch to tan your hide with. Well, I learned fast not to cut a thin, skinny one.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Me too.
yeah,
Me too.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
true. And so here's, again, just going along the countryside outside of Rome.
Wow.
And so there are modern
Are there
buildings there, too.
landslides? Are there ever landslides in that area?
Yeah,
Is that...
it looks like landslides happened right there, doesn't it? It sure does. That
it
looks like it could
does.
be in British Columbia, honestly.
And those buildings that we just saw look
Yeah.
like they could be any, like Switzerland or those
They
sorts
do.
of, yeah.
Very European, very much so. Or Whistler Ski Village here in British Columbia is purposely designed to look European.
Oh wow, I didn't know
And
that.
well, a lot of the tree runs. I used to live with a guy that they used to cut the tree runs by hand down Whistler Mountain. Absolutely. Now Blackcomb,
that's dangerous.
Blackcomb Mountain, it was one of the first one of the first ski mountains in North America to use computer technology to map out where all the runs should be, and then they cut them according to that.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
But in
nice.
1985, I think they opened. But Whistler was just done by these drunken Europeans with chainsaws, and they've got a couple runs that they name like I can't recall. I lived there 20 years. I should know them all. But there's a couple
Drunken ducks.
lost, like where the fuck am I? You know, there's one where's Jim or where's Joe? Where's Joe? Where's Joe? And Joe was cutting this tree run, and he went way the fuck off schedule, and he just kept going. So if you go to the ski run in Whistler called Where's Joe, that's why it's called, because it was cut by drunken Europeans with chainsaws or axes. Not even chainsaws. It would have been axes and saws back.
I was going to say axes, not.
Yeah. How awesome were those high mountains looking out?
Awesome,
over there?
fantastic, absolutely incredible. Yep, absolutely incredible.
Oh,
But there is a modern. So this is modern Rome.
Yeah.
Well, 1991 modern.
I don't like
I think you might be the only American in the chat there, Maddie. Maddie's daddy.
Possibly. Oh no, Lemon Pie is
Isn't
American.
Suzanne? Isn't Suzanne
Absolutely.
American?
Yep. No, Suzanne is definitely not. She's on the Prairie
Canadian.
Provinces. She's
She's
Western
next
Canada.
door to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, good job.
Children did learn fast back those days and grew up smarter. You are right.
Yep.
We had a discussion about that earlier, and here's a close up of all the patchwork that they did up top.
Yeah.
And Karla, would you mind reading this from our friend Sashi, please?
Judicial caning is a whole different thing. I think the prison authorities have a video on the technique being done on a dummy, not a non-human dummy, of course.
See, okay.
I don't think I'll watch that.
Yeah, awesome. And
he
West
was saying
Kegel
they still hang.
is definitely
they still
in
hang
America.
people.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I bet you they don't fuck around too much.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah.
And there's again, so this is quite the scale of it is hard when you just see a photo like that. It's hard to see the scale, but then when you put people next to it, you can see these levels are quite large. Each level is quite large.
They're huge.
Yeah. And I don't know whether they would have had stone seating and wooden benches, like where we're looking at that angled slope there. Would there have been wooden benches along there? I don't know. That's a good question.
I would think so, but hard to say.
Yeah.
It'd be softer
Hard
to
to say.
sit on. But those are huge. Like, there's so many. I can't believe how many arches there are in that Colosseum. Like, how many things had to come out?
Right? I guess a lot. Or
By the way, I forgot. What are the holes for?
Oh, the holes are on the exterior of the Colosseum.
What were they for?
To hang, because the outside of the Colosseum used to be gleaming white marble, so they would hang marble slabs with posts in the back of the slabs, and they would stick into the holes into the stone, and that's why they would suspend the marble slabs so that the whole outer facade of the Colosseum was covered in marble.
I never ever would have thought that.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
based a way of hanging marble into stone. Because you can't glue it, so you stick a hole in the stone, and then you put you make the marble slab so it has a post or a peg. I guess it would be pegging, and you're pegging it into the into the hole, so to speak. So there you go. And yeah, these are just normal houses that are really thin and narrow in Rome because you were taxed on your frontage, on how wide the front of the street that your house took it.
Yeah. I wonder how far back they went.
Oh, really, Sashi? No one knows what happens to people that disappear. Interesting. Canadian Spider-Man, did you tour the Vatican Museum? I did, Maddie's daddy, and yeah, absolutely. And I did that when I did the live stream was on the Vatican maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Maybe 3 weeks ago we did the Vatican, and I showed the Vatican Museum, and it was very cool. The Vatican Museum has stuff from all over the world. It's incredible. So again, we've seen a lot of these pictures, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them. But yeah, the Colosseum, it's Karla was asking at the start. It is tangible, Rod. It's like you're standing, and it hits you like when you get off the plane in Australia, the sun hits you like a force field.
The heat. Or Malaysia.
It hits you like a
when
force
you get out of the plane in Malaysia or the airport. Yeah.
When you get out of the plane in Europe, the history hits you like a force, and it is. You can feel it. You can't help it, but your jaw's on the floor. Your jaw's on the ground, just looking around you. It's incredible. So this is all the Colosseum. And yes, in where West Kegel is right now, it is 4th of July. So I do want to say happy 4th
same here.
July.
Yeah.
Happy 4th of
West.
July.
And Lemon, happy 4th to Maddie's as well. So
We have
here
6
you go.
hours left.
Looking over the floor, what was once the floor of the Colosseum.
How deep, from that ground level to the base of the catacomb?
It was tall. It was more than I wanted to jump. It looked like about 10 feet. Oh yeah, well, you can see sort of there. It's at least 10 feet, I think.
Well, it's hard to tell from there. Like you'd have a better idea when you're looking at live.
I didn't want to jump down there. I'll tell you that. It was at least 10 feet.
Good
like
ground
as tall.
shock.
Well, you see the first the arches, the big arches behind us. Like above us, There we go.
Fascinating.
The architecture was so incredible here, and here's a close-up picture of. I don't know whether they would have held prisoners in here, but that's one of the little rooms that they had down below.
Imagine how dark it was. Imagine how dark. It was there.
Absolutely, absolutely, and West Kegel, he's on the Eastern time zone there, buddy. So it is definitely Independence Day where he is. Yeah, and thanks, Lemon Pie. So yeah, I wanted to get a shot of inside those prisons.
Thank you, Lemon Pie.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lemon Pie.
Yeah.
There we go. Happy Canada Day, says Lemon Pie. And I took a picture of the plexiglass there just to show that you can't even you can't get in there at all. They block that. Which is good because otherwise you can't blame them. No, you'd find litter down there. People would throw garbage down there. And here's a closer picture of the columns with the
all
three there.
That's so
like how
high.
that arch there that we're looking at, that arch that we're looking directly at, that's got to be. I mean, those are people under it. So wow, that like 40? Is that 3 stories at least?
Got to be.
It's got to be 30 feet.
Yeah, it has to be.
Just really impressive. The Romans know how to build. I'll tell you that. There's a better picture of all the holes.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah, they do look pig-sized holes, don't they?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not an expert on pegging, but I believe you're right, Karla. And Rod, do you mind reading this for my friend Sashi, please?
Yeah, Sashi says, "Yeah, I was on a stream recently where everyone was talking about the hot weather. Everyone was surprised when I said it was 30 degrees Celsius at 65% humidity at 8 a.m. in Malaysia in the chat."
Yeah.
Wow, that's so hard.
Actually, I'm surprised they knew what 35 degrees Celsius was, but
yeah. No, that's my I love that weather. That sounds perfect for me, Sashi.
Oh, really? Oh.
30
me.
degrees?
Like
30 is
14
perfect.
degrees. 14 degrees was perfect temperatures.
Oh my God. I would need a hoodie. I would need a jumper.
Yeah,
need a
exactly. Exactly. Nice jacket.
Okay. Then there's Trajan's
Oh,
again,
yes.
Trajan's arches.
Hey, I
And
feel
okay,
like
there now there is looking up at the Roman Forum, another is separate site, separate from the Colosseum, not super close to each other. I do recall getting back on the bus.
Another one with things on the bottom of it. Another thing is a lower level from the top level.
Yep, absolutely. And you can see it is sort of built on a hill there, kind of.
Yes, yeah.
Ooh. And you're craving carbonara. Well, bacon is good at any time of the day. Absolutely. My bowl is making pasta dish right now. Oh, nice. That is awesome. And Suzanne, you like the cold? No way. I thought you would have been sick of the cold living in the Canadian prairies.
Not cold. That's not cold. That's temperate.
30 degrees is perfect.
11 degrees is cold. But 14, 15, oh, I love it.
For me, it's not cold till it gets past -10.
Can't anything below 10 degrees I cannot take. No, thank you.
No, that's too cold. I don't go outside below like 10 degrees.
No,
I kind of agree with my Australian brother-in-law. He says, and that is one of the reasons why he had no problem moving up into Canada. You know what I mean? Because I asked him, I was like, why would you move up to Canada? I mean, like, God, it's fucking cold here. I mean, it gets as cold as it does hot. And then he said, as opposed to Australia, because he's used to, he worked on the outback, one of the great big farms out there, and like he said that it regularly would get up to like 51 degrees.
That's the hottest temperature I've been in.
Yeah,
and like Dubai, or was it Dubai?
And
India,
and then
okay. Oh, that's a horrible heat for India.
Yeah, but he said that well, that's the thing about if it's cold, you can just always put on another sweater, And I was like, okay, I get
but you're
that.
still cold. No, but I'm still cold.
Yeah.
I can have 20 sweaters on. I'm still cold.
Well, I mean, like,
and there we are. There's the beginning of
Can you go back? Can you go back a few photos?
Yeah, those are all the photos. Yeah, for sure.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So are those all the Colosseum?
No, this is all the Colosseum still. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All.
It just looked a bit different. I felt like the photos. Can you go back a couple, please? I just want to.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was a Colosseum.
All the Colosseum. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, all the Colosseum. I just have a picture of the Forum from afar. Like that's from afar.
Oh, that's only okay.
I do have more pictures somewhere, maybe, but I haven't been able to locate them yet. It has been since 1991.
Yeah.
I can always put a sweater on once naked. There's no way to get colder in 30 plus temps. Yes, there is, Suzanne. Absolutely.
I know how to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all the Australian rooms, even if it doesn't have an air conditioner, at least it'll have a fan on the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
And then you go to the beach. You just go to the beach.
It's funny. It's funny. I mean, like, all the family would be. I remember growing up on the farm here, and like my brother, the whole family would be like, it's like 30 degrees. We're just like, God, it's hot, and we're all running around in like tank tops and shorts and everything. Here's my brother-in-law walking around in jeans and like rolled up, long sleeve, rolled up shirts, and he's just like, "What a great day!" And he's like barely sweating, meanwhile, the rest of us are sweating buckets.
30's perfect. I used to work in roofing in New Brunswick, and it hit 40 degrees, and we'd still go to work. So no, I love the heat. I don't want to be cold anymore. New Brunswick was so cold growing up, and I had a snowplow business, so I had to be out at 2 a.m. putting a drive shaft, universal joint up and you can't do wrenching with little nuts with gloves on. So you're in your bare hand using metal tools. The tools are metal. The drive shaft is metal. And if it's minus 40 out, guess what temperature the drive shaft is? Minus 40. Guess what temperature the
Yeah.
wrench is? So everything's minus 40
Yeah.
in your bed in a snowbank because your
Mhm.
your snowplow truck doesn't break down when you're in a nice parking lot somewhere. No, you're in a snowbank because that's why it broke down, because you broke the drive shaft off trying to get out. No, I never want to go through that again. I have a
No,
deep hatred
I
for the cold
understand that. Yeah,
because
we
I've
don't
had
get
to put up with
snow,
it more.
so yes.
People haven't had to go through what I've gone
No.
through with the cold. Well,
Yeah.
Rod probably has as a trucker in
Huh.
Alberta. Yes, Rod, you've probably done all of that, I'm sure.
Yep.
Ooh. CSM says that's where I lived in Penticton at the beach, shady in the water to stay cool, steady. Yep, absolutely, always in the water. I like Penticton, but it is even hotter than here. It's literally desert.
All right.
Our houses are designed differently, though. Much more ventilation. My room has a high roof with windows on top and sashi. I don't know if you're like Queensland, but a lot of places in Queensland and Thailand build their houses up on stilts off the ground to get away from the insects and snakes, but also to get a breeze flowing underneath the house. And it works. Yeah. Yeah, awesome. That's fantastic. So I think that's all the pictures I have tonight. And we've been a little over an hour. And we'll go back to
Wow.
start. Yeah, there we
See
go.
what Maddie's daddy said?
I'm just about to pull that up right now. Maddie's daddy says, I used to sleep on Clobberin' Time's sofa when I was visiting Baton Rouge and kept his house just about freezing. You visited Clobberin' Times in Baton Rouge, man.
That's
I wanted to
very
do
cool.
that. And he always said, come visit me. Don't come to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. He said, never come to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Come to New Orleans now for July 4th. July 4th is as big a party, but less tourists.
Clever.
Nice. That's awesome.
I
Actually, you know what? I am going to raise a glass to Maddie's daddy and, of course,
don't
to
have a
Cardinal
drink.
Sin.
Sorry.
Well, this is water,
Cheers.
but it doesn't
Nice.
matter. To Gil and Clobberin' Times, Bird of Prey, all of the ones lost. Well, there we go, folks. That is the stream for tonight.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, I didn't actually read that. Lemon Pie says, I remember being pleasantly surprised at how good some Italian beers were there in Italy. I didn't drink beer until I turned 26. So although I was legal age, I didn't drink.
What did you eat when you were there? That's what I want to like. I had lasagna tonight, and I was like, oh, I wonder what Spidey ate when he was in lasagna.
I did. I had so much bread and desserts and pasta. And I remember we went in and ordered, we went into a little town called Siena with an S. Siena, yeah. And I remember in the town plaza, it was all cobblestone and it was a great big open plaza, but it all dipped down to the center. So it was almost like the plaza was almost like a giant, like a basin with lower in the middle, and so around the ring there were little restaurants, and I ordered a Sicilian pizza, and so it had anchovies on it and olives, and it was so salty. It was so salty. I don't know whether maybe they thought I was an American and they were fucking with me, but it was so salty. It was so hard to eat. I finished it.
Same.
But that would be Punisher pizza then.
Yeah.
Punisher's Sicilian.
Yeah. Don't they like chocolate?
You know what? It wasn't
the
Sicilian.
Italians like chocolate as well?
Oh, okay.
They did. They do like chocolate, and I bought quite a bit of it. And baked goods bakeries were good over there, like the little patisseries it wasn't Sicilian, Rod. I remember. Now remember, I'm going back to 1991, but I remember quite clearly. It was Napolese.
Napolese.
Napolese. So Neapolitan, but not the ice cream.
Yeah.
And it was so salty. I couldn't get over it. But other than that, the chocolates were great. The breads were great. I had a fizzy soda pop. They had something.
Oh, wow.
Orangina. And I discovered it in Paris, but they also have it in lemon. in lemon, high lemon pie. I was looking at lemon. They also have it in Rome, in Italy, and it's called Orangina, and it's like a pear-shaped glass bottle with a blue and orange label.
Wow, that's cool.
And it was a fizzy orange drink, and it was great.
Oh,
And no,
that
all of their
sounds
sodas were great. Their lime drinks, their lemon
Mhm.
drinks. I had gelato. And this was before
Oh,
gelato
that's right.
was a thing.
Was, yes.
Gelato wasn't a thing
Okay.
over here in the 90s, not in 91. So I had not in New Brunswick, certainly not on the East Coast. So I had just discovered gelato over there. But yeah, no, it was really good. I enjoyed the food.
Was
But
it
anyway,
in France where you bought that chocolates? Was it France where you bought the chocolates that time?
Yeah. 250 American dollars in back in 1991 in Paris.
Ouch.
1992. Yeah.
And you
It
ate
was
them all, and
fantastic.
then you ate some, and then you had to go back and buy.
I did. I walked down this. I picked out a few, and I remember one was a hazelnut, and I walked maybe a couple of shops down, and I immediately turned right back around, and they were kind of rude to me at first. This was this was in Versailles, actually. It was Versailles in Paris, outside of Paris. And yeah, they were a bit rude because I don't know, maybe I spent $20 or something. And then I went back and I bought 250 American dollars because my traveler's checks were in American dollars. And literally traveler's checks that you had to write and sign. And they, man, after I started picking out like cakes and pies it was a mother and a daughter team. And they were so nice to me. They didn't speak English. But after I started buying stuff, their attitude changed. It was great.
Oh, nice.
Well, listen, I'm actually dropping below 20% now, so
okay.
I've got
Yeah. Well,
and actually, I
I
was going to leave earlier, but then all of a sudden, then you're like, oh, that's the end of the stream. Oh, okay, cool.
No, it
All
is.
right,
No,
I figured I'd
we're
hang out for a bit,
the end of the stream.
right.
It's not the end of the stream.
yeah. But anyway, like I said, I got to go because, as I said, my phone's starting to get low. So, like, anyway,
thanks,
take
Rod.
care, you guys.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
It was so nice
it was fun.
seeing
Thanks,
you.
Rod. It was great to have you on.
yeah, likewise, man.
Okay.
Glad to hang out. Okay, we'll chat at you later.
See ya.
All right. Thanks, Rod.
Take care.
Maddie
See ya. Bye.
says,
Bye.
see you, Rod.
Bye.
Sicilians don't consider them Italian. Okay.
That'd be right.
Well, it's sort of, you know what? I've had many a Quebecer, the province of Quebec in Canada, say that they don't consider themselves Canadian. I had one.
But Sicily's another island alone, right? So
I was actually, I was celebrating Canada Day in Queensland, in Cairns, Australia, in Cairns, and
Okay.
it's a famous blues pub, and it was the first time I ever got an Aussie burger there with the pineapple and the fried egg and the beetroot, and it was called Jono's. I don't know if this place still exists, but it was famous, a Jono's Blues Bar in Cairns in Queensland. And he had photos of like famous blues musicians, like you name a blues musician, and they'd been there to that pub performing. And so we were celebrating Canada Day. We were celebrating Canada Day there, and it was open mic night, and one guy was getting up singing, and they started to say, "Okay, it's Canada Day," and the Australians were thrilled to celebrate Canada Day with us because there was like 10 Canadians in there, and there was a group of, there was 5 or 6. I'll never forget. There was 5 or 6 French Canadian girls, and French Canadian girls. I'm friends with several of them, and they are nice, but a lot of them are bitches, and they have attitude. And I went up, and these girls weren't singing. I said, "Hey, like you guys, you're not Australian. You come up and sing," because all the Canadians, they called all the Canadians, get up on stage and sing with Canada. And I asked them, "Come on up and sing with us," and they said, "We are Quebec. We don't know that song. We don't sing that song." Oh, but you like to take our money, don't you, bitch? Anyway, Quebecers, man, and I've got friends that are great friends, and they're good people, but some of the Quebecers just they're not Canadian.
They're better than you guys, are they?
They are better than us. That is correct. Well, yeah. I guess I have that uncommon with Quebec, as I also don't think of myself as Canadian. In common, says Lemon. Well, that's true.
Can you tell me?
Hey, Tiger Stripes. Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, she said. What was the name of that guy who you said? I think was it Sydney or somewhere? You said was it Harry's or
Harry's Cafe de Wheels?
Yeah, I think that place may be also, he might have franchised that out because it may be at Warner Brothers World now.
Wow. I'm not surprised because it
Maybe.
was an
Yeah.
institution and it was started in the
Yeah.
60s. Like they had on the
Yeah.
outside of Harry's Cafe de Wheels in Sydney
Mm.
Harbor, down by the Navy docks,
Mm.
they've got pictures all over because the cafe has been in the same spot by the Navy. And it's not a
Yeah.
cafe, it's a food cart on wheels with a kitchen in there,
Yes.
and it's a shack on
Yes.
wheels. But
Yeah.
it's sort of permanent. They built a foundation around it, and they've got photos, framed photos, all over the shack of throughout the decades of people eating at that shop.
Yeah.
And some of
Yeah.
them are from the 60s, so they've been in there a long time.
Yeah. Because I think my husband he was at Warner Brothers World and like he had a photo of the food where they bought, and I'm pretty sure it said Harry's on it. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
think that's what
Harry's
Spidey
Cafe
was
de
talking
Wheels.
about.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. They got famous for the pie floater, the mushy pea
Oh,
floater.
yes, that's right.
So
Yes.
that's an Australian meat
So
pie
good.
with mashed potatoes on top, and then you pour mushy peas and gravy on top of it, and it's a mess, and it's delicious.
Oh,
Do you
oh my
mind reading
gosh.
Tiger? Could you mind reading Tiger Stripes, please, Karla?
Sure. I feel like a lot of islanders consider themselves only as members of that island country. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
And
Hmm,
Sicily
Karla?
is a little island. It's my mum taught us, poor little Sicily kicked by Italy or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, yeah, that was
Hmm.
Harry's Cafe de Wheels, and I don't have many Australian. No, I don't have any Australian photos. I've got so many photos from my travels that I can't keep them all on this laptop. I've got them on other
Wow.
storage devices. Well, just because
You-
pictures take up
Have
a.
you got a flash drive? One of those like hard drives that are like 2 terabyte or something?
I
like
do. I actually do have two 2 terabyte. What are they called? It's not flash drive. It's
I don't know.
But I knew what you meant. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an auxiliary hard drive, but yeah, maybe it is flash.
Mm.
It's yes, I do. I have two of them. I've got a backup
Mm.
of everything. 2 terabytes has backed up all of my shit, and then I
yeah.
have a backup of the backup.
Backup,
Just-
good job. That's awesome.
Well, because
And
what
keep
am I
them
going
in
to do?
2
Go?
separate places.
Yeah. Well, ish. One's in my RV and one's here. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
But I mean,
that's good.
do you know how hard it would be to go back to 50 countries and get all these pictures? Like, so I can't get this.
Yeah.
I can't. Some of these places,
Yeah.
you can't go in
No, they're
there
not thumb
and see
drives.
anymore. No.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. And I
Mm.
want to. Oh, Tiger Stripes is saying hello to everyone in the chat. You gotta watch Letterkenny and get the scoop on French Canadian girls. Hilarious. Yes, Letterkenny is a film. It's set in rural Ontario in Canada, and the writing, it's really tight. It's great writing. It's hilarious, and it's funny because pretty much everything they say is actually legitimately the way that people there act. Like they're not exaggerating much. Same as I grew up not far from where Trailer Park Boys was filmed outside of Halifax. I grew up like 4 hours away from there, and they were not acting. I know people in trailer parks in Canada like the Trailer Park Boys.
It's called
No,
a
not a-
portable external hard drive.
Thank you. Portable.
There.
Yes. No, not immediate. No, those are all the same. No, it's external hard drive. That's the one. But anyway,
Because they're big blocks.
that's it. Yeah, it's decent size. Yeah, it's a size of a.
Well, I have 4
the
terabytes
size of the
and
Bible?
5 terabyte ones.
It's it's the size of the
they're
Bible
smaller.
that
No,
they.
they're not. It's the size of a phone. It's like basically the size of a big
No,
phone.
smaller. No, maybe now. Oh no, I was talking about the little pocket ones that you put in hotel little desk drawers, like the little ones.
Oh.
They used to have. Pocket Bible
Okay.
and all the. Who used to put those in?
Yeah, the Gideons. The Gideon.
The
Bible.
Gideons. The Gideons. Yes,
Mhm.
that's Wow, you've got a great memory. Excellent. The Gideons. used to
No,
have
my
that, yeah.
dad does it. Still. But
Oh,
they
okay.
have
Well,
big
there you
Bi-
go.
They have small Bibles and big ones now. So
Oh, okay, right. Yeah. And Letterkenny is very watchable. And the sitcom, yeah, it's
I've never heard of it.
Letterkenny, it's a small, I think it's a fictional town, but it's set in rural Ontario, and the people really are like that there. It's hilarious.
It's accurate.
But anyway, it is. I think
Okay.
it is. I've never. Ontario is a place that I've visited a lot, but I've never actually lived there. But I've spent enough time. I think it's accurate. Thanks so much for being here, Karla. And I want to say thank
You're
you to
welcome.
all,
It's my pleasure.
everyone in the
Thanks
chat.
for having me.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
We mostly focused on the Colosseum because again, I do have other pictures somewhere. Well, not pictures. I've got negatives somewhere.
Yes.
And when I find them, I'll do some more. But anyway, yes, happy 4th of the July to all of our American friends.
Happy birthday,
USA.
America.
USA is the greatest country on earth, in my opinion. And I've lived there,
Absolutely.
so I can say that. I love it. A few decades ago, Canada might have given you a run for its money. But well done, America. Well done, America.
Okay, I will give it a try, Tiger Stripes.
I'll read Tiger Stripes. Says, you would love Letterkenny, Karla. The first 5 minutes or so of the first episodes are on YouTube. Give it a try. All right. I didn't know it was on. Yeah, the writing is so tight. It's fantastic.
Okay, cool. I like tight writing.
Well, great. Tiger Stripes, good to have you. Lemon Pie. I mean, everyone. Maddie's Daddy, Steve M. Wes Cagle. Suzanne. I think we had
it was nice seeing Rod here tonight.
I know, Rod. It was great having you on. Sashi, I know Sashi was joining us from the other side of the world. FKCH,
Herc 130
is here. Herc 130. Rusty Rivers, of course, another great content creator. Everyone, Molecular Art. Oh, Molecular Arts, yes, of course. With the big brain. Lemon Pie was in here, so thanks so much. Swift -1, Matt G. I appreciate you being here, and I think that's everyone. So thanks. We were a little bit late starting, about 15 minutes.
Not that
or so,
late,
but not so bad. Late. I was messaging people in the chat. Okay, and to end on, we're going to end on this. Tiger Stripe says, try Letterkenny cold open.
Okay.
All right, there you go. All right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. And Steve M, man, your last name. It'd be funny if we had the same last name.
I know, that would be funny.
It would be so funny. Anyway, there is that's funny. But anyway, have a good night, everyone. Oh, Daniel's Hot Topics. We're literally just closing up. We're literally just ending, my friend. We just did an hour and 27 minutes of Rome. And a lot of the pictures were of the Colosseum. I didn't, again, a film camera, and it's not today. If I went to Rome, man, I'd have like millions of hours of video and photos.
That's probably better. It was just film.
I think so. That's right. Yeah, then we'd be on here for 6 hours.
I believe it.
Always good to see you in Canada. Take care. Good. Oh, we don't. I know your last name's Spidey. Oh, okay. We don't have the same last name. Okay, fair enough. All right, good enough. But that'd be cool. You could have. I wouldn't know. You could have told me. We have the same last name. Anyway, thanks for being here, everyone. I'm gonna end it. It is 11:30 here, and Happy America Day to all. American
happy
friends.
birthday to America.
I'm surprised they haven't called a campfire ban here in my region yet, but we are approaching a bunch of days of hot weather. So this weekend coming up, I suspect, my gut feel, my neighbors and I were talking about it. I think they're going to call a fire ban either, tomorrow might be the last day for a fire. They might have a fire ban on Saturday at noon. So if that's the case, if I see tomorrow afternoon that they've got the fire ban coming Saturday, I'll do a July 4th quick bonfire before.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, before Friday night frolics tomorrow. But anyway, good night and thanks thanks for being here, everyone. Everybody. Good night, Maddie's Daddy. Yeah, shout out to all the archaeologists and anthropologists out there. Yeah, I learned a lot.